Okay, so a question that I get a lot. I have so many clients, like so many clients that come to me because of work stress. What the hell is work stress? Is when you go to work and you hate it. When you wake up in the morning and you try to figure out ways so is that you don't have to go. Should I call out? I hate this place. You get there, you can't wait till you can clock out because it's just so much going on. You just hate it. You're stressed. Your heart is beating out the roof because you hate this place. Your boss is probably tripping. Everybody tripping. You hate the customers. You hate the workload. You hate the place, but you need the money. Let's be fair. Let's just be facts. You know, some professions you can't really get into just for the money because they don't pay you shit in this high stress level. You know, like, I'm not one of those therapists that's like, no, I think you should stick to do something that you hate because of the security of it. I'm more on the Afrocentric side, so I always say believe in yourself more than you believe in your fears. And so I say activate a plan where as though you can see what you're going through as this is what I'm going through right now, not what I'll be going through 5 years from now because I have a plan. So let's say for an example, you're a teacher, but you really want to get into the hair industry. Videography is booming, tech is booming, you know, trading is booming. It's a lot of stuff that's booming. And so you want to get into that industry. So I say create a little plan. So that way, while you're there, you can realize, okay, this is what I'm doing right here. And the money that I'm making here is feeding my plan. So, okay, so I might get paid $600 a week, $20, $40, $50 I'm putting into the stock market. I'm letting my money grow for me, or I'm saving money so that I can buy an investment property and so that I can eventually make enough money off of my investment so that I don't have to be here with you in your bullshit for the next 5-10 years. You know, some people stay at their jobs for like 40 years, you know. It won't be you, won't be me, but I get it. You know, if that's what you want, that's what you want. But if that's not what you want, then don't ever settle for something that, you know, that doesn't make you happy. Here at Mastering My Reality, we only focus on the things that feel great to the spirit. And if it don't feel great to your spirit, we're going to find a way to kick that motherfucker loose. Okay? All right. Something else too is like, you know, starting off your day with like a really good positive mantra. You know, I can do this. I am strong. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy always comes in the morning. You know what feels good to you in your spirit. You know what YouTuber or podcast that you can tap into that will help you to start your day off with some positive energy. Positive energy is always needed, especially when you're going to a situation that you know that your spirit is going to release a lot of negative thoughts, negative energy because you hate being there. You have to be there physically. You have to be there mentally to an extent, but make sure that you see it beyond and make sure that you prepare yourself mentally. Positive mantras, maybe a positive podcast. Like, for example, at my old job, I'm tapping into business podcasts on my break. Because, okay, even though I'm here in this hellhole for 8 hours, 1 hour out the day, I'm thinking about how the hell can I get out of here? And that's a great mental escape. Like, I'm tapping into earn your leisure. You know, like, okay, I'm watching a video on day stock trading because what's my current destination ain't gonna always be my reality. Okay, so those are 2 tips that kind of help. Let me do some more thinking. Self-care is so important right now. So like if you can go out with your girls or go out with your guys on the weekend, just so that you can have at least 1 or 2 days full of things that you love to do. Insert in that positive self-care into your schedule. It does a lot for you. Go on a date with your significant other. Find you a significant other if that's really what you want to help you to release some stress and add some happiness into your life, or figure out how can I be that own happiness in my life, which is always the highest recommended, you know. So that's something that is totally necessary because this is how I say it with the kids so that they can really understand me. So like just how you have to eat every single day so that you can have energy to do the things that you really, really want to do, you have to make sure that you are feeding your brain positive things. So that means positive affirmations. That could mean positive mantras, which is kind of the same thing. Positive podcasts, positive books, positive quotes that you put around your room, things of that nature, so that you can have enough positive thoughts that you can automatically go to when those negative thoughts start to take over. So that is I thought of that myself, y'all. LMSW, but One of my favorite coping skills is going to the gym, because when you work out, your body releases endorphins. One of those endorphins is called serotonin. It's literally the same thing that we put inside of depression pills that your body can make naturally when you work out. And when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, your body feels good. I can't even explain to you how many health benefits there is to it. But y'all, working out is the truth as my highest recommended coping skill. Another thing I'm gonna say is be able to set boundaries with yourself. For example, I know it's a sticky situation because a lot of jobs, they require you to do extra things or they're gonna fire you, and you know that you need the money. And if you have that type of job, I definitely encourage you to keep applying to different jobs, because if it doesn't burn you out now, it's gonna burn you out later. But another thing about that is okay, for example, I know that most people want to be perfect at their job because it's their reputation on the line. But I know some people that would stay at their job for 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and they only really got paid to 4 or 5, trying to get everything perfect. Now, a lot of times they don't even check over all of that stuff, but sometimes they do. But I say, be able to set that boundary with yourself, whereas though okay, I'm always going to be able to try to leave by 7. If I'm staying by 9, make sure that I talk to a manager, let them know what's going on, and see if we can come up with some type of solution so that we can change things, so that I don't have to have so much work on myself. Speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself. You're always your biggest advocate. So if you can talk to your superiors about what's going on, and there's even any small chance that things could get better, I always say talk to your superiors and just see. A closed mouth never gets fed. And it's they can't read your mind. So make sure that you are always your biggest advocate in every situation. Relationships, work relationships, always. Family especially. And then my last and final tip is just don't be too hard on yourself, baby. Do not be too hard on yourself. You are where you are right now for a reason. And so sometimes it's we got to stop fighting the universe. So, okay, so the universe put me at this hospital job for a year. I never wanted to be in a hospital, but instead of continuing to fight the universe and think about, oh, this is how much do I hate this place. I hate this shit. XYZ, XYZ. But what if you could thought reframe and say, okay, I hate being here right now, but what lessons can I learn while I'm here so that I never have to revisit this again in my life? Sometimes we have to keep repeating lessons over and over again until we understand something so that we can advance to the next part of our life. So just make sure that you learn the lesson. So for me, for example, when I worked at the hospital, I hated it, but I learned a lot of lessons needed as far as mental health so that I can pass my test, so that I can have this mental health channel and feel confident and strong enough to say, hey, I can save 1,000 lives because I know I've already saved hundreds. And so you never know why things happen. Remember, the Bible said, and I'm not a Christian or anything like that, but you can extract some facts from this. All things will work together for your good. So figure out, how can I make this work for my good? Something Derek Grace taught me is to infiltrate and then evacuate. And that's another thing from a book that I read. It's called A Spook Who Sat by the Door. Nipsey Hussle put me onto that book. And okay, all right, I'll work here for a little bit. I'll be the trash person for a little bit so that I can learn how to run the business. And 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'll be the owner of my own. It's called just staying down until you come up. It's okay to be able to take those a few steps back so that you can go a few steps or even more steps forward. It's okay. Don't sit there and compare yourself, to people on social media because you don't know what they had to do to get there. The generational wealth gap is something like some people, they come from families, they had a whole bunch of wealth that they had to pass down. So those kids don't gotta work. So you can't be comparing yourself to people that got two different stories than you. And sometimes, you know what, it feels better when you gotta do the work. Because being self made is an unexplainable feeling that you'll be so damn proud of yourself for. So always think about the future goal, love yourself through the process, continue to stay positive, and that's how you stay in the frequency of God, and that's how you manifest blessings. Remember, all things work together for your good. So make sure that you tap into the next video. Bye, lovers.